Hey guys, hope you're all well this Saturday. I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown Archetypes Oracle this morning, and let's see what messages want to come out for you guys today. Hope you're all keeping well. So what does the collective watching need to know, please, Spirit? Okay, we have Eternal Child, we have the Mountain, and we have the Prayer. Okay, the Eternal Child. We have been seeing this one more than most, I feel. Okay, we've got the Storm bottom of the deck as well, okay? I'm just going to hold each of these cards up so you can have a look and use your own intuition with regards to these cards too. Okay, maybe something will jump out at you here. All right, we have the Mountain. And we have the Prayer. Okay. Okay, just saw 111 on the timer there. All right, so the Storm, very similar energy to the Tower card. It is, you know, the force of nature. It is, there's no stopping it. I feel like you're being called to embrace the chaos here, okay, or not necessarily embrace it for some of you. You could be feeling the need to reach out to someone, okay, just kind of waiting for the storm to pass, not trying to fight it, okay, just hunkering down and waiting for it to pass. Okay, with the Eternal Child, this speaks about the inner child. Okay, so some of you could be doing inner child work, okay? You could be releasing traumas from your past, releasing belief systems that you picked up from your childhood here. Some of you could also be kind of leaning more into the inner child energy, but in a negative way, in a shadow way, where the inner child is acting out, shall we say. Okay. While it is important to embrace the inner child, there also needs to be an inner adult to parent that child. Okay, so some of you could be in the process of reparenting yourself. All right. With the Mountain here, this speaks about embracing the journey, okay, not focusing on the destination. It also speaks about not looking down on people who aren't where you are on their spiritual journey, shall we say, okay? So not having like a hierarchical view, if that's the right word. Like, don't be looking down your nose on people who maybe you're dealing with someone whose inner child kind of runs the show, okay? And you're being called to not, maybe you've done the work, you've healed, and it's possible to forget that you were once like that, okay? And there's a need for compassion, all right? You've maybe reached a place on the mountain where you've done enough healing, enough inner child work, enough shadow work to get out of the place where maybe this person that you're dealing with is in. Okay, so there's a need for compassion with regards to people who aren't, you know, at the same level that you are at, okay? With the Prayer, I feel like you could be being called to lead by example, okay? Or help someone who's stuck in their eternal child energy. Okay, I'm getting two kind of pathways for this, okay? For some of you, it's that you're in this just tower moment, okay? and there's a need to maybe do some inner child work, okay? Things could be, the energies are very chaotic at this time anyway, okay? There's a lot of purging, a lot of closing out of cycles, whether consciously or unconsciously, things could be leaving your life. You could be leaving people's lives or jobs or whatever it is, okay? But there's a real uprooting of what we thought was stable at this time. Okay, and this can be triggering for the inner child, all right? So some of you are being called to sort of hunker down, okay, and maybe ask for guidance with the prayer coming out here. Be open to receiving help, whether that's from a friend here in the 3D world, or from God, or your spirit guides, or whoever you pray to, or whoever you worship. There is help, there is support available to you, but you need to ask for it. Okay, don't be too proud. That could be what the mountain's speaking about as well. Don't kind of close yourself off. Don't allow your pride to, you know, keep you trapped or stuck in what's comfortable. Okay, some of you could have closed yourself off. All right, you may have isolated yourself. The mountain can speak about that as well. You can go into the caves of the mountain and not want to come out, okay? And I feel like what's been comfortable maybe for some of you up until now is being shaken, and you're being made uncomfortable because it's time for you to make a move, okay? It's time to come out of this cave. So let's get some tarot and see what else we can get. Tell me more about the eternal child, please. The Hierophant. Okay, so this can be a card about family, all right? So can be a card about tradition as well, and also a card about enlightenment. So some of you could be breaking away from family, or kind of shedding family beliefs or belief systems, like I said, that you picked up through childhood, okay? You could be feeling called to move into a more unconventional way of living, and that could be what's causing this storm, okay? Some of you could be really embracing your inner child and what you truly want at a soul level, as opposed to what the family expects of you, or of what the community expects of you. Okay. The eternal child can also speak of addictions, okay, and kind of needing to be on a high all the time. So there could be some sort of, how do I word this, like feelings of being trapped within this family unit or this community of this sort of, this is how we do things, and it can cause the inner child to act out and to rebel, okay? So that could be what's happening for some of you, that especially as well, if you suppress the shadow, the shadow wants to be seen, it wants to be heard, it wants to be noticed, okay? So things that you could be suppressing because of your childhood, things that weren't deemed acceptable in your childhood, they could be coming to the forefront now, because that's the way it works, okay? Things that you've suppressed, like quite often people reach, you know, midlife, and that's when they have the midlife crisis, because they realize that they haven't been living true to themselves, and there's all these things that kind of start to bubble up and overflow, things that they've suppressed. Okay, I hope this is making sense. So there's definitely something to do with family here, or community, okay, and a way of doing things, a traditional way of doing things. And with the storm here, It's like the tower. It's something is coming crumbling down. Tell me more about the mountain, please. King of Swords, truth, clarity. So setting boundaries, really getting clear on who it is that you are. The King of Swords is very brave also. Okay, it's clear thinking, it's bravery and courage, and being true to yourself, being true to what you believe in. Trying to see how this links in with the mountain here. So I feel like some of you are like moving away from this Hierophant energy, this family way of doing things, this tradition, this community, okay? Because you've reached a point in your journey where this can't stay with you anymore, okay? This needs to be released. It needs to be let go. You're moving into your true self here. And in order to proceed up the mountain, you're cutting away what no longer serves you. Tell me about the prayer, please. Clarify the prayer. The Fool. All right, so new beginnings, new perspective. Shedding the feelings of self-doubt or of unworthiness. All right, with King of Wands, bottom of the deck as well. Okay, so passion, creativity, inspiration, a real leader. We've got two leaders here, the King of Swords. So I feel like some of you are really stepping into your power here and speaking your truth. Taking a leap of faith, kind of diving into the unknown here. And with the prayer, you're sort of like giving into, you're offering yourself up to your soul's calling, okay, if that makes sense. Maybe you heard the call of your soul quite some time ago, but you didn't want to shake things up with your family or your community or whatever this is, okay? But no longer. It's almost like you're surrendering to your soul's path, to your soul's calling. Okay, so two kings here, just stepping into your power, knowing what direction you want to move in. There's clarity here with the King of Swords, and there's this passion to get moving, this fire energy with the King of Wands here. So you know the direction that you want to move in now. The Fool, brand new beginning, brand new perspective, letting go of emotional baggage. Okay, so you could be being called to release your emotional baggage or something that you've been carrying to the gods, to the universe, okay? You're not taking it with you anymore. And I feel like this is what this storm is bringing in here. Okay, it's blowing away the cobwebs. It's blowing away all that no longer serves you. Anything that is not for you is crumbling away at this time. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. Let me know if it resonated in the comments. Please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.